your bitch ass up.
Bitch ass up.
Shut your bitch ass up. God damn. That's the intro right there.
Right. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Pod of the Dead. Round 2.
Hey.
Round 2. We made it to round 2 of Pod of the Dead.
We did it.
We did it. We made an episode 1, released it, and then did an episode 2.
It's further than many podcasts will make it.
We have cleared 50% of podcasts at this point. Half of every podcast recorded is episode 1, and that's it.
Well, we haven't cleared it yet. We're just now starting it, but
That's true. What, no. When this is uploaded, it'll be cleared episode 1.
Yeah, we need to make it through this first. We here right now need to make it through.
Now.
But if you're watching this, then
we made it. We did it. So give us a round of applause for yourself. And know that if you watched episode 1 and are watching episode 2, you have made it past half of people who are going to watch the first episode and then not the second one.
That's
so a round of applause for you.
That's
and
big.
Applause for us. Let's go.
A lot of clapping so far this episode.
Clapping so far. But yeah, so this is being recorded on October 7th.
Yep.
It's October 8th at this point. It's about
It doesn't matter. It's the 7th.
It's about 12:45 in the morning. And about 24 hours ago, the final DLC map of Cold War released, and it is Forsaken.
Yeah, Forsaken came out. New Cold. Well, we're not clapping again.
Clapping again. So Forsaken came out, which you're talking about. Go for it.
Yeah, Forsaken, final DLC map of Cold War, big story stuff that we don't care about. Our concerns are how cool are the map, what's the gameplay like, is it fun, all that stuff. We're going to talk about that. PhD Slider, which is a little spoiler for you guys, really fucking sick.
Really good. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then we're just going to talk a little bit about Cold War, and then Forsaken, and whatever other crazy tangents we happen to get into.
Wacky shenanigans. Because
we
like couple of fellas get themselves into.
These smart fellas in here.
Smart fellas in here. But so yeah, that's what we're doing today. It came out yesterday. Again, I have played one game. He has played at least 2.
Yeah, I ran a little bit of the map. I did some playing around with the Wonder Weapon, did some gameplay without the Wonder Weapon. Had a good time. Played up to about round 60, so I've got a little bit of experience playing higher. So we'll talk about that. The Wonder Weapon is pretty cool, all that stuff.
But yeah, our first game actually kind of got fucked over. If you're here, you probably watched it happen. We were playing, and then like right after I got the Wonder Weapon triple packed, our internet just stopped working.
It just cut out for no reason.
Fully was out for like 10 minutes. And then it was really funny because everything then came back on, and Sky did not envision this and just left everything and went to sleep.
I tried to like end the stream on YouTube's end, but since the internet was out, obviously it didn't work.
And then you were like, I'll go to bed. And then the Discord call restarted, and I realized when I was watching videos and there was a secondary audio happening and I could not figure out where it was from. And then I was like, I have someone open Discord. I opened it up, we were still in the call, and I was like, oh shit. Then I opened up the fucking the YouTube stream, and some guy was like, what's going on?
What's happening here?
And I was like, oh god damn it. God damn it.
It was unfortunate. And then Jack came in and woke me up at like 1:30, and I got like super pissed off.
Pissy boy went pissy wissy in his pantsy wantsies. He's spinning again. So back to zombies. And we're back. And so back to zombies. So we played it last night when it released, and I thought, so again, I've played one game. That's it. I've got very little experience. I played it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool as fuck.
Yeah, my experience was just about the same. I like the opening to the map gives such a striking first impression. You walk in, you spawn in, you're up on that container, and you just see the compound in front of you.
It's so I've never been a big guy to like be like, ayo, eat shit for using campaign assets or using assets for different things. However, they did kind of just reuse a whole campaign mission, which is a little bit for me. However, it's so sick that I don't think I care.
It doesn't matter, and it's switched up enough, and you've got like the portals which kind of take you to the different sectors.
Like it's cool enough that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it works.
If it was less cool, I think I'd be a little pissed about it if they just used a campaign map for a zombies map. but they picked the coolest campaign like place
Oh yeah,
arguably ever.
definitely one of the coolest spots. It's such a sick location.
Interesting question. What is coolest?
Coolest campaign spot?
Yeah. The Gulag in MW2 is sick.
Gulag's sick. The mission, the inside of Adler's Mind mission is really cool. If that counts as like a location.
Adler's Mine?
Or in
Yeah, the one where you're
the one where you're like inside the
yeah.
inside brain matter basically.
Yeah. The one where you're going through the things and he's like, we have a job to do.
Yeah.
It's cool. But either way, so I'm getting off on a tangent about not zombies, which is not what we're here to do.
Yeah, we're here to get into tangents about
zombies. But no, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It started. Something that I forgot about until like 2 seconds ago was the way that the map starts and how they kind of just push the rounds forward.
Yeah, that spawn area. The way that the rounds just like keep flipping and you just get a massive amount of zombies in there,
which is really cool.
That's sick. Every time I've spawned into the map so far, I've like held in there and played until like round 10 because it just goes by so fast and it's just like stuff spawning in. I haven't used the rampage inducer yet. That's probably wild.
That's probably crazy. We should run that soon.
We definitely should. I want to try the map with the rampage inducer.
That's gonna be crazy.
That'll be sick. And it's just in terms of just like the space and the areas. Really cool map.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of stuff going for it. It's got like this superimposing spawn area with like you can just see the compound, and that spawn area is a pretty fun area to run around in.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
pretty fast spawns, pretty tight area. Got enough space that you can still move around, so it's a fun area. You've got all the like town sections and then like
they have death perception in spawn.
Yep, which is something
cool.
which is something that we found
cool that we realized on our third return to spawn. After we were looking for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we searched through the entire map and we couldn't find death perception. We're like, where the fuck is this perk? And I was like, it's gotta be in spawn. We've checked every other spot. I go back and I just look in the corner and it's there.
It was just there. But yeah, that's fine. Death perception, I don't have enough experience with death perception. I haven't played Cold War enough to really know what those upgrades really mean. But it seems cool.
I really like death perception. A lot of people were mad about death perception, but I don't get it.
Because everyone wanted double tap, right?
Everyone wanted double tap, but I think death perception is like pretty sick. Part of me likes it just because it pissed off a lot of people, which I inherently find kind of funny.
Oh yeah, everyone getting mad about something is really funny.
And also, it's just a really useful perk. The armor damage is good, the salvage drops are good.
Do you do more damage against armor?
Yeah, it's like 25% bonus.
Okay,
against
so
like armored zombies.
I need to level that up immediately.
Yeah, it's the extra salvage is really good. Plus the armor damage is super helpful.
Yeah.
And then just like the extra like intel that you get from it, just the like being able to see the zombies always through walls,
speeds up
spawning in. Yeah, it's just like a really useful perk. It's good to buy like it's in the spawn room. It's in a perfect spot on this map. You can grab it in the spawn and just have it right off the bat. It's a really nice.
Yeah, but see, yeah, and then on to other perks.
Yeah,
which machines were added in this app. PhD's fucking busted.
It's wild. I will say it's not quite as busted as I said it could be in the last podcast. I was like, yeah, what if it like heals you on explosive damage?
That'd have been so funny.
Doesn't quite do that, but it's pretty crazy still.
Yeah,
it does something different that I wasn't expecting, which makes it you go Mach speed when you slide.
So I remember getting that, and I because it was added in, and I already had a couple of crystals, so I tossed like 4 levels into it, so I didn't get like the drop off, like the flopping explosion damage. But when I slid that first time, it felt like a whole new fucking world. I was like, holy shit, this is like that's crazy.
Yeah,
it's wild. Like, we're talking BO3 stamina up on a custom map.
Yep.
Isn't enough to be that.
Oh no, it's like this is like we already said that like the stamina up in Cold War was like kind of broken like custom map stamina up.
Yeah.
And now this is like on another level. This is like
fucking level.
This is like a map that just does not give a shit. You just throw this in and you go.
That is what I will always love about Cold War, is that Cold War understands what it is as a game, as a PvE game. And PvE games, in my opinion, do not need to have balance. You don't need to be like, well, and then we'll make this gun, like, it's good, but, you know, we want to keep the game kind of okay, and, you know, it can be played by all these other ways. Eat shit. I want to kill everything really fast and make it more fun, which they absolutely do in Cold War at nearly every opportunity.
I think,
and then you do it more,
yeah,
and it's sick.
I think what Cold War does well is it has a good balance of, like, the game is pretty easy and gives you a lot of busted shit. But something that we talked about last time is that you can get fucked up so fast
right
in Cold War. If you lose your armor and you're not ready, you're down.
It's over.
Like, you're down. Like, you have a lot of stuff at your disposal to save yourself, but if you're not ready for it, your armor pops and you can't, like, chuck out a Gersh grenade or whatever fast enough, it's over. You're down, and then you go buy a self-res.
And then that situation, you can go buy a self-res, but for that moment, pre-self-res, you are weak.
Yeah.
Because we're talking, you're probably in it, like way forward. You're in a high round at that point, probably.
Yeah.
And then if you lost your jug, you're two-shot.
Yeah,
You're
it's
two-shot
rough.
with the fastest zombie we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And, like, you're gone if you get caught. Or, like, if you're, say, you go down and you have to go up this ladder, but this flying dude's sitting next to this ladder, and, like, you just keep jumping for some reason. Like, you'd think you'd leave and go do something else, but
where else am I supposed to go in that situation? I ran through a small hallway.
You don't understand.
And there were zombies behind me.
Scott, I'm not talking about this. Is a hypothetical.
Yeah, the reference here.
This is one for all the fans out there.
I was playing a Mauer game, and I went down, and I tried to recover, and a Forsaken spawned on, like, the ladder that leads out of the sewer hole.
A what?
I said a Forsaken, didn't I?
I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden the map dropped in right. I didn't know what to do.
A disciple spawned on the ladder, and I couldn't get out. And at that point, there were zombies behind me. The guy was there. I didn't think I had enough time to kill him, so I just tried to, like, get on the ladder anyway and climb out.
Kept jumping, and it was really funny.
I don't know what else I was supposed to do in that situation, man.
Try something else.
I mean, sure, but I'm dead anyway. Almost assuredly.
Again.
Shut up. Yeah, so in conclusion, PhD is really good.
It's so good.
Also, just like the killing effect is decent.
I also think, so a way that even though I just brought up that I don't think things need to be balanced, a way that PhD is kept kind of balanced is that to use, or even it's a way that it was used before, is that to use it, you have to hurl yourself into the zombies.
Yeah.
You have to throw caution to the wind and just chuck yourself with the zombies. And, like, it's a little bit different now because, like, in older games, like, you were just gonna flop and, like, you always know if you're gonna get there. However, like, I was having a lot of trouble, like, actually sliding rather than just running and then crouching and then walking directly towards the zombies. And, like, I was fine, but I very well could not have been.
Yeah.
That's what I think Zombies is not about the game necessarily being hard a lot of the time, but just you never being fully safe.
Yeah.
That's what I think it's about personally. Or that's not something it should be about. It isn't always about that, but I think that's what it should be about. And that's cool and hype and shit. Okay, so we just talked about the perk. Let's talk about the other new things in this map, like the Wonder Woman, the Chrysalax?
Yeah, Chrysalax, boy.
Chrysalax, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's a pretty sick wonder weapon. How many have we gotten? Sure, we've had some kind of melee wonder weapon before, right? Like, I'm pretty sure there have been melee wonder weapons in, like, World War II and stuff. So they have existed in zombies before, but since we don't have a whole lot of experience with that, first time we've actually gotten to really use one, and it's pretty fun. It's really good. At the highest rounds, at, like, the health cap, it's going to be two-shotting still, which is pretty sick.
And then especially because you can go whoom.
Yeah.
Like it's a 2-shot, so they die.
It heals your health and armor, by the way.
It does what?
Yeah. You get health and armor when you kill stuff with it.
Like a little bit. Right? How much health do you get?
I mean, I don't remember how much health, but you get like a little bit of armor for each kill. And then that adds up when you're killing like hordes. And then you get health from it. And I think you get the health from like the melee upgrade. So it's probably like 15.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
This is something that I discovered when I was replaying the map, and I was just like, how have I not lost all of my armor? Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god. Holy shit.
So yeah, it's pretty good. I will say, what balances it out a tiny bit is the fact that once you get into the later rounds when you're like 2-shotting with the swings, you can still get kind of overwhelmed by the zombies. You can't just hold in a corner and have it like...
You can't just like
destroy stuff, because once you get like a full horde there, like it can't cut through all of them, so you'll get killed.
Yeah.
So that stops it from being like completely AFK-able type thing.
How viable is the gunny boy?
It's not good. It's
not viable, not at all.
It's not very good, no.
Not even the slightest bit.
I mean, it's good for just like having a shooty boy, I guess. But its damage falls off pretty quickly.
Okay. Good to know. But goddamn, I didn't know that shit. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's real good.
Okay, so it's the best weapon in Cold War, right?
I don't know. 'Cause in terms of just general gameplay and like not high rounding, yeah.
Yeah, because that's not even close.
In terms of high rounding, I would say like...
How is it?
I think for speed and for just like the Cerberus is probably better. The ray gun might be better.
The Ray K is probably better.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't call the Ray K better.
I mean, what's the high round strat?
I don't know if there is like just a set high round strat on this map yet. Because there's
the world record. I know Steve got on like 100 and something.
There was a guy on like 270, I think, that I saw. A guy named Insomnia Virus. He's sitting in like, you know, the like bunker area, the like pink area.
Yeah.
He was sitting in that area, just up in like a corner, with like a death machine, I think, just chilling.
Okay, so then I'd say the Ray K is better, because on the strategy that I'm just using the Ray K, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So like, if the strategy is using the Ray K, then the Ray K is better, because the Ray K. If we were we talking about this on the podcast about something being we're talking about how the Ray Gun Mark III is better than the KT4 because the Ray Gun Mark. This is the point that you brought up, because the Ray Gun Mark III is better situationally, and if you can use the Ray K for high rounds on Firebase, but you can't use the Crystal Axe.
I think the thing is though, I think you can use the Crystal Axe.
Not true.
Okay. All right, man.
This is not true. You're a liar.
I think
my podcast.
I think the Crystal Axe is going to be good for like. There are going to be so many broken spots on this map.
Yeah.
Where you can just like go up in a corner and then zombies will like climb up on a box at you, and you'll just be invincible.
Also,
and you can
alpha
like
omega type shit.
Yeah.
With that one side like the Blitzen knife or whatever it was.
Yep. I'm surprised you know about that strat.
I watched a Lex video where he was doing that.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
That seems, if it weren't for Lex doing something with that would be like a pretty obscure strat.
Yeah, but I just watched a video where he just stuck on. Cause BO4 man.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You say BO4 man, and then you turn and look at Cold War.
What do you mean?
I mean, you've got a strategy like that with the ballistic knife, and then you look at Cold War, and it's just infinite death machines.
I go man, because like I'm reminded on how disappointing it was, on how hyped everyone on the planet was for Zombies 2, and then they were like, chaos. If they had just done Ether, it wouldn't have been terrible. I will make that case. I'll make that argument. If they just done Ether, it wouldn't have been terrible.
They should have waited on Chaos. If they had started Chaos in a different game, I think it could have done really well. Because I think some of the ideas and some of the story stuff they had on
Yeah.
Chaos, not bad.
But
If they had hit with it at a different time or on a game that had a little bit more like budget or time or thought or care put into it,
they just like it's a terrible creative decision. Like
Yeah.
it's making the assumption that everyone is going to sit there and be excited about Chaos while we're all desperately waiting for the end of the Ether storyline. As it all seems like it's coming together in a fiery explosion, we're like, it's Chaos storyline though.
yeah,
be
it's
cool.
it's just weird the way they did it.
I just don't understand.
They
why
could
did that.
they could have just like waited on Chaos and given us an extra couple of Ether maps. Like that would have been fine.
They could have done that, but no.
That would have been good. The gameplay would still have been bad.
It would have benefited BO4 because they would have
Yeah.
had to pay for more voice actors. I don't know where we ended, but I was talking about how BO4 was disappointing and
Yeah.
how they could have used the character. They could have saved money on the new voice actors, put them elsewhere,
Yep.
and had it been better because it would have been. It was a bad decision and it was dumb, and I hate BO4. Jambo, what the fuck?
God damn it, Jambo. Whatever, he can vibe.
He can invite me, and was just staying in. Hold on. Go, Jambo. Look at him. That's Jambo.
Yeah, Jambo.
Jambo.
Schlatt cat.
We came up with
Except
that
ours.
name all on our own. All on our own.
Yep, it's good that you said that literally half a second after I said Schlatt cat.
Coincidence. Coincidence.
Yeah, man.
They just happened to look the same, and we started calling him Jambo after that, and his name also isn't legally Jambo. That's Jambo.
Yeah, he's there. He's vibing. He's
Yeah.
big boy.
Big boy. He's a bucking.
He's a chunk.
His head is like that big, but then his body is like that big. It's big. He's big. He's an interesting individual. Look at him. You can't see him, but I can see him. He's
I see
looking.
him. I see him. He's vibing.
Dude, eyes are weird. Seeing eyes on like a side view on like animals because like the front of them are kind of just clear, you know?
Yeah,
It's weird. That's some weird shit.
that's
You know
true.
what's even weirder? Mm-hmm. How fucking cringe the helicopter trap is.
I thought the helicopter
It's
trap was cool.
boring and cringe.
I mean, I don't see how. It's exactly what it says it is. I don't know why you expected anything else.
What I expected was a fucking just come and kill the zombies like a helicopter crash, and then like some of the turbine is just like killing shit.
Nah,
Which-
that doesn't make. I don't see why that would be what the trap is.
Why?
I mean, it says suspended hind trap. Like obviously it's
You know
gonna be
what they could've done?
like a hind.
Hind trap. They got suspended. Hind trap. Cooler.
I mean, I don't think that really makes sense for the setting though.
Why? There's that whole bit in the back area is destroyed.
I mean, I guess so, but also like, I mean, the suspended hind is just in there because it's like training facility. They get like the simulated attack helicopter in there. It makes more sense, and I thought it was cool.
Or you could have like the attack helicopter still be suspended, but like suspended, and you turn on the trap, and like the helicopter drops a little bit, and then it kind of operates on like a flogger system where you can like crouch underneath it, which could have been sick with the PhD slides. So you could just all the way through on like some down a ramp with the slick fire type shit. You know?
I guess so, but I think the trap's fine.
I think you're mid, washed, plus ratio, plus young boy better.
You gotta add that in at the end, the plus ratio.
Plus young boy better. I see that one used a lot. I don't use it personally.
That's so dumb.
Either way, the trap's mid and boring.
You know what's not mid and boring? The arcade.
Big.
The arcade is
It's
super
hype.
cool.
That's hype.
It's really cool.
I still haven't played it yet. I just kind of watched him play it.
Yeah, there are 3 different arcade mini games. One of them, if you're familiar with the Outbreak side Easter egg, the little dragon thing,
Oh.
You go in, you fill that up. That's one of the Easter eggs. It spawns you in just like a
It's-
little platform. You've
cool.
got that.
However, I'll make the case it's a little bit disappointing because it's the Rise and Drock arcade game, and it's just like a plane, like a plane of existence.
Yeah.
And then a dragon, and there's like some other pillars. I don't remember what they were, but like it's cool.
I guess it would have been cool if they added in some like Rise and Drac like basic scenery, like just a castle wall type thing. Or
I
something.
would not be surprised if they ran out of time.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think that the Noct one is built well,
Yeah.
and then I think that they ran out of time on Rise and Drock, and then said, fuck it, we need 3, and tossed in some stupid shit with R61. R61's mid.
I didn't actually get to play it fully because the one time I tried it, I accidentally exited it because I looked at the controls and I was like, says left click. What does that do? Oh fuck. And then it just like exits you
It just
from the
looks like
minigame.
you're shooting around shit, and that's kind of boring in my opinion. My theory is they ran out of time that I've come up with in this moment.
I'm sure they didn't have a whole lot of time to get stuff done, so they had to kind of like, and they also like the other mini game was World at War, and it just spawns you into Nocturne and Toten into
Which
like the
is
spawn area.
so hype.
Yeah, so you're just in the spawn area, then you have 2.5 minutes to beat what is essentially 3 different waves. You just get the 1911, and then on the second wave, it'll give you like a chest that has a gun in it. Pick it up, it's like a DMR 14.
Is it always a DMR?
Yes.
Cool.
And it always has 20 shots, and then
So-
after that you run out.
It's difficult, I think.
It was like I didn't understand fully the timings and stuff the first couple times, or the first time I went in. So I didn't actually get the top tier reward. So yeah, I had to replay it a couple times to actually get it, because I had to kind of like figure out how much ammo I could comfortably use, and then just kind of like get a gauge for how fast I had to kill stuff. It was fun though. It's a really cool little mini game.
Yeah.
It just sends you into World at War.
Yeah, which is hype. That's really cool.
Makes me also think that they're gonna add like a Nocturne and Toten standalone map as like
they could Chronicles
season 6 Reloaded.
They could Chronicles it.
They could. I don't know if they're going to. I don't. At this point, I don't think.
Actually, you know, they're not going to Chronicles it.
Yeah, I don't think Chronicles
because
is gonna be a thing.
they're working on Zombies and Vanguard.
Yeah.
If they had Vanguard off, I think I'd expect the Chronicles.
I wish Vanguard was off, honestly.
Especially if Rise and Dark was an actual map and not just
Yeah.
like something I would expect out of a shitty custom map.
Yeah.
If like, yeah, I don't know. I'm really underwhelmed by the Rise and Dark bit.
I mean, I think it's still just like a cool little mini game.
And the mini games are objectively cool, but the Rise and Dark mini game, I was especially because you did the World of War one first, and then went to the Rise and Dark, and to see how well made the World of War one was in comparison to the Rise and Dark, just being like, hey, how about we move Outbreak over here? Like it was really disappointing to me because I was fully expecting it to be a mini Rise and Dark.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's fair. It was a pinball machine, so I was a little bit expecting it to be like a pinball game.
Yeah, he
or
brought that up,
something.
and I was like, oh shit, you're trying to do some pinball? Because that'd be cool. Some pinball would be hype.
Yeah, and then it was a Philip the Dragon, which is, I mean, I think it's neat. I think it's fine. I didn't really dislike it.
It can't be negative because it's just a cool extra thing. However, it's disappointing, and I
guess so.
wish it would have been cooler.
I wasn't super disappointed by it. Also, I don't think it really matters because the World at War game, in my opinion, makes up for it.
Agreed, it's super hype.
It was so cool. Going into that, having it teleport me in and just going in Nocturne and Toten, like my reaction when it happened, I literally just went, holy shit, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Also, I just realized that to back up my theory of they ran out of time, they entirely used a campaign, I think a previously had asset.
Yeah, I mean, they did that with all of the zombies maps in this game. All of the DLC maps, yeah. Firebase Z, that like, at least the spawn area was like campaign stuff. And then Mauer der Toten, obviously.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pretty big campaign area.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, no, I saw like, campaign screenshots and like comparisons, and I was just like, wow, that's like part of the map is just like the campaign area.
I just touched the mic. I didn't realize it was there.
Dang. Well, have fun fixing that in post.
I got it.
Sick.
But
yeah, and then for this map, obviously they used a lot of campaign.
it's
stuff
just
as well.
like they added a couple areas which are cool, but most of it's just campaign. Which like
I don't care about that at all. Especially
I don't care a whole lot. But I do a little bit. I think that again, it's made up for on how they chose one of, if not the coolest campaign setting ever to completely reuse, but it's a little much in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it, but I think they could have done it better. But I do think that they really learned from BO4 on how to reuse assets.
Yeah.
Because it all felt like its own thing in Cold War, but in BO4 it all felt just like they were scrambling.
Yeah. This game does a good job of like giving stuff its own personality. Like some parts were clearly reused. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It gives it its own feel.
Because even Outbreak is just like Fireteam.
Yeah.
So
those are just like Fireteam maps.
It's crazy because like Activision just said, hey, you're getting half of the budget or some shit.
Probably, yeah.
And then they were like, but we want to make a video game, and they were like, and then they just like finger gunned their way out of the room like SpongeBob did, and then Treyarch had to figure out what the fuck they were doing after they made the fucking god level masterpiece that was BO3, and then we're like, ugh, and then fucked up BO4 into hell.
Really just dropped the ball on that one.
And then came the Cold War and did not make anything bad in zombies. I'd make the case. Every map is a B or above.
I would agree. I would say every map is at the very least solid.
Yeah.
Even Outbreak is pretty good.
I really enjoy Outbreak. I think Outbreak's a cool concept.
Outbreak is a cool mode.
It is very different from every other thing that's ever been in zombies. However, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it can be fun. I feel like I have to be in a certain mood to enjoy it personally.
Because it isn't zombies.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but it just is not zombies.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel about most of Cold War. It just doesn't feel like zombies. And so I find it really hard to rank it based on other games, because if you want to look at it on a purely like what maps go in what tier standpoint, you can make the case that it is the best based on what map goes in what tier. If nothing is below a B tier, like holy shit, you got some fire on your hands.
Like it's just all solid maps. Like no matter what you play, you're gonna probably have a good time.
Yeah, but when like even BO3 has Crovey, which I think is below mid, Revelations, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's like a B, C. Nothing in Cold War's a C.
Yeah.
Crovey's C, D in my opinion. And then and then every other game has something like that. But Cold War doesn't. However, when I'm ranking it in my mind, I cannot, if we're ranking just Treyarch, I find it hard to not put Cold War above World at War, BO1, BO2, BO3. Cold War in my mind, I think is 5th.
I don't know about that one.
That's me personally. Cold War is 5th.
I don't know about that one.
Obviously, BO4 is the worst.
Yeah.
But
BO what? Did you say 4?
I was talking about Cold War. So,
Right.
so Cold War is like the worst zombies game, because it just doesn't. I don't know. It never really gripped me. It was a game that I really enjoyed because just kind of like progression for shit, and then it also is kind of zombies. It is zombies, but it isn't Treyarch zombies. It was always a little bit off, and I just
You turned around and you did.
I just kept talking. But I don't know. It is difficult for me. Okay. Let's do a quick little ranking.
All right.
BO3.
BO3 over Cold War.
BO3's at the top.
Okay.
BO2.
Right under BO3?
I'm doing like, I'm not like, here's BO3, BO2's here, Cold War's like here. I'm just going, so BO3's at the top.
Yep.
BO2 is number 2.
No. I think Cold War is probably, as an overall experience, better than BO2.
That's crazy you said that.
I think in terms
that's
of like
bananas. BANANAS. Bananas.
Listen. BO2 has Mob of the Dead. And for some people, it has Origins. Other than
Well, it does have Origins. This
Listen,
is a
you know what I
factual
mean. Listen, you know what I mean. I don't enjoy Origins enough for that to be like a
is
huge
true.
selling point
That
for
is true.
BO2.
That is true.
And with that being said,
to you-
Buried is not super high on my personal list. I enjoy Buried. I enjoy like the ideas of it, but
And then I walked up and said bang bang, and I knocked that much down.
honestly, yeah, a little bit. It did knock it down a bit for me.
I'm so good at this.
With that being said, also you've got Transit, Die Rise, which are arguably they are some of the weakest offerings in zombies.
Yeah.
Cold War has D Machina, good map.
Good map.
Firebase Z,
Good map.
really good map. You've got Outbreak, really fun side
Cool.
mode. You've got Mauer der Toten, really good map. You've got Forsaken, really good map. Plus you've got some of the extra modes and stuff that Cold War has, and then you've got what is it? I lost what I was. Dead Ops Arcade 3. I really enjoyed Dead Ops Arcade 3. Had a fun time playing through that in first person. Got stuff like that. Onslaught, which is going to be coming out for everyone soon, which will be an extra way to play the
we
game.
don't have it because we play on Xbox and PC, which is unfortunate for us.
It is a little bit cringe. But yeah, I would absolutely, as an overall, Cold War is above Black Ops 2.
Okay. That's crazy you said that. Okay.
I fully just explained why. For me personally, Black Ops 2 has one map that I like really enjoy.
You saying I explained why does not give me any less of a reason to think that's crazy. I think your points are bad.
Why do you think my points are bad?
Okay, so here's why. So, a lot of it to me is based on, like, we're ranking zombies games.
Mm-hmm.
And zombies to me is very personal to me and how everything is and feels. And Cold War does not have that feel. It is a fun game. I enjoy it. It does not feel like zombies to me. So
it does to me. I get that same feeling. It's different, but I enjoy the difference.
And then, so first of all, you're just wrong on Origins, which is fine. You can be wrong.
Listen, I just don't like the map.
I enjoy Die Rise more than anyone I've ever met.
Yep.
Because I had a stint when I was younger that I thought that Die Rise is the best map. I was wrong. I was wrong when I said that. I thought it was. Transit is terrible, of course, but fun. I enjoy Transit. I rarely play Transit and go, Jesus fucking Christ, I cannot play this game. I enjoy it. However, occasionally with Cold War, I'm like, God damn it, fuck Cold War. So, and then yes, you're just wrong on Origins. And then also it has Transit. It has Transit split into parts. It has Nuketown, which is also there. It isn't great, but it's there.
I guess I did forget about those maps.
And we got Grief on multiple maps. We have Turned on multiple maps. It's like, it's fun.
Yeah, I will say Grief was pretty fun. Grief, if you could get a game going, was pretty fun. Mm-hmm. Turned was one of those modes where it's like, it is there and it's fun for a few matches.
I enjoyed Turned.
I enjoyed Turned, but then you don't go back to it.
How many times did you play Cranked?
Probably similar to the amount of times I played Turned.
Yeah. You just brought up Turned as if it was that you never played it, and then you were like, Cranked though. That was sick.
To be fair, I didn't specifically say Cranked.
I know you said the other game, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, but either way, so you're wrong. So BO3, BO2.
Even then, BO2 is not the second best zombies game, I don't think.
Cool, we're out of the equation. BO3, where?
BO2 is like one of the worst as an overall. As like an overall game, I think it's one of the weaker offerings. Because like I said, I mean the survival maps are cool. I like Town. The other two I do not care about. Nuketown is fun occasionally, but again, like
I can say this is me personally. Some of the most fun I had always came on Nuketown. I remember playing a game with. I was in a trio with people way back.
Nuketown can be fun.
We're talking 2014.
Yep.
I'm playing with the boys. Trio. We're not very good. We're like round 30 is fucking hype. We're on round 20, still no jug. we were flying around like holy fuck, what is happening? Just like getting reses, pop that shit off, barely living, and that's some of the most fun I've ever had. That I remember that one. This will find their way to them, and you'll know, it's me. I am YOLO. That's me.
He is.
I appreciate you.
He is the YOLO.
I am the YOLO. And I, the YOLO, appreciate you. That's for all the fans out there. But,
yeah, I don't quite have that same personal attachment to BO2. Mob of the Dead is my favorite map of all time, which does give it some points.
I can understand how, from your perspective, you would think that BO2 is another, because it has Mob of the Dead, which is fucking god tier, then there's Origins, which is mid, and then Buried, which is mid, and then Dire, which is bad, and then Transit, which is bad, and then Nuketown, which is fine, and then Town, which is fine. So I can understand.
Yeah, so from my perspective, it's got the peak of zombies, and then it's got mid from there on out.
So in my opinion, we've got second peak, third peak, Barrier, which is fine, Dowers, which is, I stand by, but I understand that it isn't fine, but I enjoy it, I call it fine, Transit, which fair. I call fine, Town, which is fine, and Nuketown, which is fine. So that doesn't make it the best zombies map, but I think that BO1 has fucking Moon, which is garbage shit.
BO1 is over BO2 for me, especially recently, having like gone back and played it with you more.
Yeah, and then obviously you got the other.
BO1 for me is absolutely over BO2.
So I don't like Ascension very much as of late. I just kind of have it at any point. I'm like, you know what I want to do? Play Ascension. I don't want to do it. Call of the Dead's cool. Shang is cool. 5 is cool. Kino's overrated.
Kino's overrated, but it's still fun. Kino's still fun to play.
Cool. Ascension's overrated. Moon is the worst map I've ever seen. On a 1 to 10 ranking, Transit is like a 3 or a 4, in my opinion.
Okay.
Based on how I enjoy it.
Yep. Okay.
Dire Rise, 3 or 4.
Yep.
Moon, 1.
Damn.
Like, that's the difference for me. Krovi's a 3 or a 4.
I wouldn't put Crovy on the same tier as like, or the same rating as like Transit or Dire Rise.
Maybe call it a 5.
Yeah, Crovy deserves like a 5 at least.
We'll give it 5.
It's not on the tier of like Transit.
So just keep that in mind. I've got 5 for Crovy, 3 to 4 range for Transit and Dire Rise.
Yep.
And then Moon's all the way to 1.
Damn.
I think Moon is disgusting.
I want to play Moon more just so I can like get a better formed opinion on it. I gotta run some like solo matches.
She's bad. It's bad. You will probably come out with it being like, oh, it isn't even that bad. It isn't even that bad.
I probably will, and you're gonna get mad at me.
And then you will come onto this podcast, say it, and you will be stricken. Don't do it. But so,
yo, you know what would be a good edit there? Go and post and just have it like zoom in on me a little bit and just have the song kind of come in the background, just very faintly.
Here's what we do. Pod of the Dead Clips channel. Pod of the Dead Clips, baby. This is big.
That's the plan if we get any kind of success with this.
If we can get 4-digit subs, we make Clips channel.
Sure.
That's the goal. Get us to 1K.
1K subs and you get a Clips channel.
We have 9 subs at the moment. Get us to 1K, you get a Clips channel. If you want bot. Allegedly, I said that. I said that allegedly. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I gotta play Moon.
Moon is bad, and so.
With that being said, other stuff in BO1, quite good. I will see the thing with BO1 is that it's like solid throughout, but it doesn't have the same peaks of BO2.
Yeah.
For you, it has a lower low than BO2.
It has
And
the
then-
lowest low in zombies.
And then it doesn't have the same
I
peaks
would
of Modern
rather
Origins.
play Blood of the Dead. I would rather play Alpha Omega. I cannot stand Moon. I will go and play the worst World War II maps. That one map that's like 8 round, 8 round, 8 round. I don't care.
Oh yeah, that map.
I will not play Moon.
It's a bit cringe. I want to play Moon more, and Jack is just like absolutely not.
I won't do it. It's so bad.
It sucks because sometimes I just want to run Moon, and then I can't.
Then run Moon.
What am I talking about when we're playing co-op, when we're running BO1
Then we do
together?
something. I don't, you know what? I don't care. I do not care.
You're fucking cringe.
You know what else is cringe?
What else is cringe?
Shinonuma. It's bad. Also, Shinonuma.
Shinonuma's not great.
Shinonuma to me, hard 3.
I don't think
Transit's
it's a
3 or 4.
I don't think
I'll
it's a
give
3.
Transit a 3.5. Dire 3.5. Shinonuma 3.
I don't think it's a 3.
3. What does it have? The Flogger. Cool. WAF. Cool. What else?
I mean, it's the map that introduced the WAF, to be
Mm-hmm.
fair. That's cool. It's the first map with like rotating perks and stuff, adds a bit of variety to gameplay.
Cool. Dog's cool.
Dogs, it introduced dogs, they're neat. You can get to around 10,000 on it.
Okay.
I'm naming stuff about the map and you're just like,
Yeah.
bitch.
Cringe.
I really don't think it's that bad.
It's bad.
It's like another World at War map. It's just simple zombies.
No. Here's why I don't like Shinonuma. And similar reasons for why you don't like Origins.
Do you just not mess with the vibe?
No. Because there's so much water. There's so much water on the map.
The water is kind of a drag.
There's so much water on the map. And you can't.
I see the thing with the water is that for the most part, I guess there are some areas where you have to go through it a little bit. I've always found that it's like, I don't know. I haven't played a whole lot of Shinonuma. I don't.
give Shinonuma a real shot because I was like, I want to see how high I can get. And then I was like, fucking Christ, I will not run this. It's terrible. It's dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I get the water is probably like a little worse than I'm remembering.
It's worse than you're remembering.
Yeah.
It is worse than BO3 Origins.
Oof.
Because on Origins, to me, especially on BO2, it feels manageable. Not necessarily that like it's fine, because it is quite annoying. However, there are ways to get around it. The Boomhilda and the Mark II do a good job, in my opinion, of getting around it.
They should have added like golden boots to Origins or something.
They could have done golden boots.
That would have been sick. You dig up
Oh.
golden boots. Kind of like the helmet. You get a pair of boots and then you can just zoom through the mud.
That would have been good.
Give it like a soul speed type effect where you go faster in the mud.
No, I'm not with that part. But the first part, I'm with. That would have been sick, though.
That would have been cool. Like you would have to dig piles like in the mud specifically or something, and then you could get it.
That would have been sick.
That would have been cool.
I never thought about that.
I've just improved Origins.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do: BO3 custom map, and then just
Little
add
mod,
in.
little custom mod for Origins.
And then so here's what we'll do: we're gonna make a BO3 custom map for Origins, and it's going to be.
Well, no, you don't have to make a custom map. It has mod tools where you can just
Okay.
like add something
no,
like that.
No. We're gonna custom map, and then it's
Okay.
going to be how Sky would do Origins, and it's just a mob with a dead port.
Okay, I see where you were going with that. now.
That wasn't where I was going with that. I was gonna do all the hints you would like, and I just thought it'd be funny if I just said mob with a dead port. So I said this back earlier. My joke, when I make a setup and the punchline for a joke, those are two separate entities. I set something up, and then the punchline is usually created in the meantime of me taking a breath to deliver the punchline. That is what I think of the punchline.
Sick.
But no, so I think that Origins is cracked, and then I hate Moon so much with all of my heart. And then Verrucht is cool, and it's fine. And then Noct is, it's good.
It's Noct, yeah.
And then Darius is revolutionary in every single way possible.
It's Darius, yeah.
It's Darius, which is... Ooh. Would you... in my mind, I was like, so it's Doritos, which is the classic. And then I thought, would you call Doritos classic? The classic. Not a classic, it is a classic. But is it the classic?
I think so.
I would say probably, however, I think you could be like Noct is the classic.
You could say Noct, but I think
A
that
lot of people would say not Origins. Kino, which is a bad opinion.
no, it's Doritos. I think it's Doritos. When I think of like the classic zombies, Doritos is like the map that pops in.
Play World of War Doritos again.
Yeah.
Just sit on the catwalk with those guns, dude.
Yeah.
That's something that I loved about World at War that never really happened again, is just like the way that the guns worked. Like the MG42 was so good to me. I love that gun. And the same reason, like everyone loves the PP because it's just an MG42, but you can run quickly with it. Just talk about Cold War.
Yeah, so camera cut out again.
We gotta figure this out. We'll figure this out.
Did we
for
actually
you.
explain what was happening? The camera just kind of stops on us sometimes.
Yeah, so I think it's every half an hour of recording it stops.
Yeah, the camera is just kind of like, I'm good now.
So
it cut off at some point. We're not sure exactly when. So we're just gonna go back into Cold War.
Back in Cold War, because I went on a full tangent and we just stopped thinking about Cold War.
Honestly, that's fine.
Yeah,
We're chilling.
But just
Yeah.
we're gonna bring it back to Cold War. Mm-hmm. So Cold War is bad. But
Yeah, let's just go back to like rankings. Let's not overall rankings for zombies games. BO3 is at the top. That's a given.
the other stuff that's a given, which it should be. If you disagree, you are like, I'm sorry, you're wrong. There are a few situations where I will very legitimately say that I'm sorry, you're wrong about things. I will like when we're talking about like opinions. I don't say that all the time. You know, I say it a lot.
I think there's one case. There's a case where I personally could see someone not putting BO3 at the top, which is if you're a like top tier high round player.
I don't even mind it because of like the speed run aspect of it.
I mean, yeah, listen, I like the BO3 high rounds, but I can understand why someone who's like a top tier like BO1 player wouldn't like that and would
Sure.
prefer BO1.
Sure.
Because the skill ceiling in BO1 is much higher.
It's crazy, dude. I will never forget watching shit on Barug. People in that room, that's the starting room.
Oh yeah,
going-
that's wild.
That is, I've never felt more desolate in my zombies ability than when I tried to run it and died on around 7, and then when I saw someone else run it and they're on around like 30 or some shit, just zooming it out around 30. But they're like just zooming around the shit, it's just crazy. But
Yeah.
no, so BO3 is at the top,
Yep.
no question. Where's your number 2? Go in your ranking. Rank it for you.
Going through my ranking right now. So we already talked about BO2. It's a little bit lower down. Obviously BO4 is at the bottom. That's a given.
What's at the bottom? The way you looked at me, you were like. Okay, so just rank them. Go top to bottom.
Let's see. BO3 probably BO1 maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to just like go through them now in my head real fast. Cold War. I had a lot of fun with Cold War. I really enjoyed grinding out like Dark Ether and like Firebase Z. I really fuck with. D Machina was fun. Mauer der Toten was sick. I loved the high rounds on
I
that.
enjoyed grinding for Dark Ether too. And then my account got glitched and I lost all my stuff.
Cold War. As of right now, especially with the hype of the new map, just on my personal, like how I'm feeling at this very moment, it might be number 2 for me.
Really?
Now that's not going to be permanent, I'm sure. I doubt that'll stay permanent. As of this very moment, I'm kind of on like a Cold War high. Zombies is really fun in Cold War.
Okay.
After that, probably BO1 and then BO2, and then World at War, just because.
So I need you to speak it out loud. That the only Treyarch Zombies game is worse than Black Ops 2 are World at War and Black Ops 4. Just think about that for a second, and then we can move on. I'll do mine, but acknowledge what you just said.
Yeah.
So
listen.
if the video has been disliked already, I get it. You know.
I'm here to bring you the hot takes. I don't think it's even that hot of a take to say that BO2 doesn't have very good zombies. That's not that hot of a take. That's a pretty common opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, BO2, great campaign, great multiplayer, really good and really bad zombies. That's how it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna rank mine. Getting mine's correct. So BO3,
Yep, of course.
BO2,
Disagree, but, you know, whatever.
BO1,
Yep.
Cold War, World of War. I thought about that for a second. I want to know if I thought about whether I was just switch it.
Yeah, I think World at War belongs at the bottom, other than BO4, just because it's
and that's
like,
okay. That's okay.
yeah. World at War, for the time and for what it did, really good, and you can still have some fun going back
It's
on
like
it.
the Ninja Turtles meme where they're walking with the, you know, when they're the little dude and when they're all the little turtles and they got the old rat dude walking with them, and then he's like holding their hands, and then they get real big, and he gets kind of hunched over as an old guy, and they're helping him walk along. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like World at War as the dude, and then the other ones is the rest of the games. It's just Black Ops in the future games, and then just Black Ops games as they come out. I worded that really poorly. I'm tired.
Listen. When you edit the podcast, just like throw that together,
Yeah,
make the
I'll
meme,
toss that boy together,
and then throw it on screen for everyone. Throw it on the green screen.
throw it on the green screen.
There won't be enough space
There
for
won't
that.
be enough space.
Yeah, just like throw that up there though.
But yeah, so
Yeah, so World at War at the bottom, that's fine. I think Cold War should at least be above BO1, personally.
no.
You're cringe. I'm cringe. What are you thinking about?
A booty snack.
No, we're not bringing that to the goddamn podcast, Jackson.
So yeah, it's Cold War's bad. I hate it.
I don't think you do.
I don't.
We started this talking about how Forsaken is a really sick
It is
map.
a really sick map. It's really cool. It's actually really cool. I'm a little disappointed by a couple of the things in it. However, it's really cool, and it's a really sick setting. Really sick wonder weapon.
It might be the best Cold War map. It's too early to say, but it might be the
Too
best.
early to say, but ooh, Mauer's cool. Mauer's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I'm going through it. D Machina was cool. Firebase Z, I think Firebase Z might be like above Mauer for me.
Cringe. Cringe.
Like when I think back on it,
cringe.
I had Firebase Z was the map that I went back to for camo grinding. I always went on Firebase Z once it came out. I went back to it, whereas Mauer der Toten, like I just don't feel like playing it as much. It's a great map, but I think overall I might prefer Firebase.
To me, Firebase is the worst of the four.
Yeah, no, Firebase Z might be like my second favorite.
We're flip-flopping between Mauer and We're flip-flopping between Mauer and Forsaken at the top for me, and then it's a clear D Machina, and that's a clear Firebase.
Yeah, it's a little bit more blurry for me, because like I think for me personally, D Machina is the lowest.
You want glasses? Blurry. Stop!
All of this stays in. This is all going in. They get to see our reactions
Oh
to
my
it.
god.
Imagine, it would be so funny if they can't hear it. So we're just talking, and then all of a sudden, God damn.
It's funny.
Yeah, no, for me, D Machina is probably the lowest. Nothing against the map. It's really fun, but it's also like I played it quite a bit, and I think just overall I prefer the other maps more.
You're cringe.
Then I don't know. I think Forsaken is contesting for number 1. So I think after that you've got Mauer, which like it feels weird to say because I was really like hype on Mauer at first, and I think it's a great map. But I think I prefer playing Firebase a little bit.
You're cringe.
I don't know. See,
I'm killing you.
Mauer, that might also have to do with the fact that when I was like playing the game a lot more, Firebase Z was the only round-based map that I would go back to because Mauer wasn't out yet. So I don't know. Maybe I need a little bit more time with all
How
the
many
maps.
high rounds did you run on Firebase?
See, that's something I will say. I don't like the high round on Firebase. The highest I got was like a 90 game, and that's it.
That's crazy. That's bad. that's a bad round, man.
It's
Bad round.
a Cold War 90. It doesn't matter.
Bad round, bro.
Yeah, I got up to like 80 or 90. D Machina, I've run a couple. I've got like a 200 and then a few 100s on it. A few like 100 something games. Mauer der Toten, I've obviously got the 420. Mauer der Toten is my favorite high round in Cold War. Maybe Forsaken will top that, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's no way of knowing.
we don't know the strategy yet. We don't know like what it's gonna end up being.
All right, so you want to give it a rate out of 10?
A what?
Cheeky out of 10
For what? For
the Forsaken.
Forsaken? Out of 10?
Forsaken on based on a first impression.
My first
Forsaken?
impression, it's like it's a really good map. I had a lot of fun playing. I don't think it's perfect.
I'm gonna give it 2 ratings.
Okay, what are your 2 ratings?
I'm gonna give it a Cold War rating and a Zombies rating.
Okay.
You finish your thing.
Okay, out of Cold War, it might be the best map. It's like an 8 or 9, I think.
On the Cold War scale, I'd give it an 8-9 as well.
Yeah, like in terms of Cold War, it's up there. In terms of overall, that's a lot tougher to do.
I
I would give it like maybe like a 7.
My brain says 6-7.
That's kind of where I was feeling. It might change a little bit. I think it is a really like 7-8 for me. A little bit higher than yours in the overall. But that's taking into account that Mob of the Dead exists.
And Molly, that's a 10.
Yeah, Mob of the Dead is a 10. Shadows is like a 9.9. Just because like I slightly prefer Mob.
I think in my mind I've got Shadows at a 10, and then I got
Yep.
Mob at like a 9.5,
That's cringe.
and then I've got Origins like a 9.2.
I've got Origins at like a 5.8.
On the Richter scale.
The earthquakes are coming.
The earthquakes.
The robots are stepping.
They call me never mind. So, but yeah, I'm gonna give it that. And then here's something to keep in mind. Kino's a 6 or a 7. To me. Kino's a 6-7. And on the every map scale, that's 6-7. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I would say like at least a 7-8 for me right now. I like them. I like the layout of the map. I kind of like the flow.
All right.
I like the zip lines going up to the middle area. Everywhere is like separate, but kind of feels connected still. I like it.
Kind of like separate but equal, you'd say. So I think that's gonna be it for the podcast. Right? You cool with that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're at a decent stopping point. Talked a lot about Cold War. Gave some rankings. I gave what is apparently a controversial opinion in saying Black Ops 2 is not very good in zombies.
That is controversial.
I mean, I don't think so.
You are wrong.
I mean, sure, but like
I will go ask Vizzy and Wub and Oliver.
all right.
I will ask them.
Well, all right.
And then I will screenshot it and put it there, and there on their opinions. And
Origins is not very good. Mob of the Dead
shit.
Mob of the
Eat
Dead
shit.
is great.
Eat shit.
And then everything
Eat shit.
else
Bye,
is like
guys.
mid or
Eat shit.
below.
Bye. Eat shit. You ugly bitch. You ugly motherfucker. See you guys. Bye. You are a dumb bitch. You are a dumb, stupid bitch.
Black Ops 2 as
You are
a
dumb,
whole is not
ugly
a
bitch.
great zombies
You're a
experience.
dumb- of course
if I were gonna
of-
play one zombies game, it would not be
You are ugly.
Like it-
you
like-
are ugly.
I would rather play BO1
Of course you're
Or
you, of
BO3
course you have
or
an
Cold
e-girl.
War.
Ugly.